Hello there. After watching what is an amazing and absolutely funny parody on the whole Eurovision Song Contest on Netflix, Eurovision, the story of Fire Saga, I decided to look at how the UK has been so terrible over lately, of how we have been doing everything possibly wrong in how we attempt to trend with the Eurovision Song Contest. So, using some past knowledge of winners that are both international and what domestic winners, such as Katrina and the Waves, Bucks Fizz, I'm going to put together what I think is a formula for the UK to win. Now, bear in mind, I'm going to involve anything political in this. So I'm not going to mention the B word because I'm going to assume that for this to work, that we've already gone through the stormy seas and we're friends again with Europe. So here's my formula. Number one, we need to get better performance. The main problem that we've had in the past that I've noticed is that we tend to have performers that are either unknowns or washed up has-beens, or in some cases, X Factor rejects. We kind of need to get away from that whole X Factor pop idol aspect. We need to start seriously bringing our serious musicians back into it, which gets me on to factor two. Factor two is that we need well known names to enter. If we take the Eastern Bloc, for example, they tended to bring their best performers, stars that their neighbourhood countries know of. Imagine this: that if, say, we brought out someone like Ed Sheeran for the UK, then everyone in Europe will know who Ed Sheeran is. This will mean that people, when they're voting, they will see it's Ed Sheeran that's performing rather than just some random guy that they've never seen before. This will actually give us more gravitas and more credibility because it will mean that we've got someone that's well known throughout Europe and not just a random. This actually this is probably one of the reasons why I think Katrina and the Waves won, is because everyone knew who Katrina and the Waves were because their music was playing. But also be very careful of who gets picked. We found in the past when we've brought in Bonnie Tyler and Engelbert Humperdinck that we've gone too far, and the core voters probably will have either kind of not known who they are or they will have just forgotten them. So we need someone that's modern and in the charts. Now we have a load of really good lists that we could use. We could get Adele to sing it. We could get people such as Little Mix to sing it. Anyone that is well known within Europe will give us a better chance. Okay, number three, a gimmick. Now, the gimmick seems to be one of the biggest things in Eurovision. If you look at some of the past winners, a lot of them have had some form of gimmick. Now, bearing in mind that the gimmick is just for the Eurovision Song Contest, so whether they have a career afterwards is irrelevant in this case. It's more about winning the actual competition. Now, gimmicks that have worked in the past have been things that highlight in the news. For example, Conchita Wurst was the first transsexual she had a beard and everything, and everyone was talking about her. And then Dana International, the same thing, a transsexual woman. They were all things that grabbed attention. And when you deal with Eurovision Song Contest, you want things that are going to grab attention. This is why Lordi won, because they grabbed attention. They were what everyone was talking about. And if you ever heard the phrase blue car marketing, then it's always about grabbing attention to this contest that is, some people love, some people don't. But if you've got something that's going to grab attention, it's going to make the whole thing look great for us. Okay, then the next and very important aspect is the song. the song has got to be very catchy, sing-alongable. If we look at some of the most iconic Eurovision entries, Waterloo, uh, Making Your Mind Up, they've all been very sing-alongable, and they've had massive hits. Puppet on a String. All these songs had this whole anthemic. Everyone could sing with it. Uh, the problem is when you try and do a ballad too much, is that everyone kind of gets switches off. You want something that everyone can sing. In the actual film Song of Story of the Fire Saga, you find that it is a very anthemic song that wins it. She performs this song, which is about being at home, about being with the one she loves. This is the kind of thing we want. We want something that's going to inspire, but also be a sing along to sing along with everyone. So that's what I believe is I think are the most important things when you deal with Eurovision. These are what I think are a winning formula. Also, costume has got to be a good part as well. Eurovision is about basically it's like a Comic Con on steroids. The amount of costumes that are available and that people go to OTT on. Having a really good costume is also great and good performance in general. Uh, you look at some of the winners they've had, bonkers, and it is bonkers. And if you go into Eurovision trying to be serious, you either need someone who's like the A game, or you need to embrace the silliness. So costumes are a good thing. Okay, then. So that is what I think are my formulas for the UK to win Eurovision. Now, also as well, I'm going to make the point that politic politics does play a part in it, and there's nothing that if you are a songwriter can do about that. So, it may be if you don't like you at the minute, which you probably don't at the minute, that can seriously affect your chances. But this is not about politics. I try to keep it as distant as I can. So there you go. That's my tips. I would love to know your comments on what you think would be a winning formula for the UK to win. And bear in mind that we've had Ireland have had a turkey, uh, Ireland have had Jedward, Russia have had Tattoo. They're not necessarily they're they're not necessarily surefire winners. They're just, in my opinion, when I've seen worked in the past, and hopefully you'll get it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that my little jaunt into Eurovision. So thank you and goodbye.